Hey guys, we're working on 2.3 homework on page 124. I've got the problem numbers written down. So number 7, we've got a word problem. You divide the polynomial f of x by x minus 4 and you get a remainder of 7. So by the remainder theorem, f of 4 equals 7. In number 9, the directions are just use long division to divide. So I'm going to set up my problem with the division bar, 2x squared plus 10x plus 12 divided by x plus 3. So what times x gives me 2x squared? That's 2x. So 2x squared plus 6x. And I'm going to subtract everything. So I get 4x and bring down the 12, and then x goes into 4 times. 4 times x is 4x plus 12. Subtract everything, and there is no remainder. In number 13, I've got a little bit bigger polynomial this time. So 4x cubed minus 7x squared minus 11x plus 5, all of that divided by 4x plus 5. So I'm just looking at my first terms. 4x goes into 4x cubed, x squared times. So x squared times that is 4x cubed plus 5x squared. And so I'm going to subtract everything, and I get negative 12x squared minus 11x. 4x into negative 12x squared is minus 3x. So that's going to equal negative 12x squared minus 15x. And then I'm going to subtract everything, so I'm going to add the opposite. So that one cancels. Negative 11 plus 15 is 4x. Bring down the 5, and look at that. 4x plus 5, it goes in evenly one time with no remainder. Sorry. And you can pause that if you need to. Next problem, number 19. X cubed minus 9 divided by x squared plus 1. So the thing to remember here is that you can't just list x cubed minus 9. You've got to put x cubed plus 0x squared plus 0x and then minus 9. And so all of that divided by x squared plus 1. So x times x squared plus 1 equals x cubed. So that gives us x cubed plus x. So notice how I'm lining up my like terms. And I'm going to do everything the opposite. So now I've got negative 1x. And I'll bring down my minus, no, I have 0x squared minus 1x. So that's going to be plus 0. So I'm going to bring down x squared plus 1. Hold on, plus 0. 0 times x squared equals 0x squared. 0 times 1 equals 0. Alright, sorry, just figured out what I was doing wrong here and why this was not working out. I'm going to start over again. And I remembered to put things in descending order and add in 0 terms on the divisor, or the dividend, but not the divisor. So I needed to have x squared plus 0x plus 1. So now let's see how this goes. X times x squared is x cubed plus 0x squared plus x. And if I subtract everything, then I end up with 0x squared plus x minus 9. So, or just x minus 9. So I'm going to say plus, since now that's one less degree than the original divisor, that's my final answer. So, sorry about that. Alright, number 23. Let's see what I can do. Alright, so number 23 is a synthetic division problem. So we want to write our terms. And we've got 3x cubed minus 17x squared plus 15x minus 25. So I don't have any gaps, and then we're dividing by x minus 5. So for synthetic division, I'm going to put just the 5 in the divisor spot. So my algorithm is that I bring down the 3, multiply things out, and then I add. Negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. Add that together, that's 5. 5 times 5 is a positive 25. So that's 0. So the solution, originally our problem we started out with x cubed. So now our final answer is going to be 1 less than that. 3x squared minus 2x plus 5 equals the answer. It's not called anything f of x or anything like that. Okay, so number 25, thinking that's going to be another synthetic division. So let's see. So that one is going to be 6x cubed plus 7x squared minus x plus 26. So that's in descending order of the variable as well, and it's divided by x minus 3. So now let's bring down our 6. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 7 is 25. 3 times 25 is 75, minus 1 is 74. 3 times 74 is a big number. Let's see, it's 210 plus 12, that's 232. So our final answer that we end up is 258. So actually that's not our final answer, that's our remainder after we divide. And now I'm going to, since I started out at an x cubed, now my answer is going to be 6x squared plus 25x plus 74 plus 258 out of the original function, which is 6x cubed plus 7x squared minus x plus 26. Alright, next problem, number 31. So we've got a big long polynomial and it's being divided by x plus a half. So it looks like we still want to use synthetic division to divide it. So if x plus a half is the divisor, negative 1/2 is what's going to go up here. Then we've got a 4x cubed, a 16x squared, a negative 23x, and a negative 15. So there's 4. Bring it down. 4 times negative a half is negative 2. 14 times negative a half is negative 7. Negative a half times negative 30 is positive 15. So we actually end up with no remainder here. So 4x squared plus 14x minus 30 is what you get when you divide out negative a half. And it divides evenly. So it says we have to do A and B. I have no idea what that means. I don't see an A and B in the direction. So we're going to move on. Number 35. So we've got a y1 and a y2. Use a graphing utility to graph the two equations in the same window. Use the graphs to verify that the expressions are equivalent. Okay, so I'm going to leave you guys to do that on your graphing calculators or using the Desmos app. Is number 39 the same? No, it is not.